Following supper are 2 icebreakers, or community building activities, and we've included written instructions for both of these on the CD. The first one is 3 truths and a fib. This is just a light-hearted guessing game. The girls are sure to enjoy this one. Concentric circles goes a little bit deeper, and it allows moms and daughters to learn a little bit more about each other, and that way they feel a little more comfortable sharing personal information. At the end of concentric circles, you'll notice that there are debriefing questions. Be sure to ask these questions. This is a great way to have a lot of fun and a wonderful experience for the girls to learn more about each other. It'll also be fun to hear the answers, and you might have a few surprises as well. Let's take a quick look now at how our first icebreaker came together on our weekend together at the retreat. And remember, have a lot of fun as you get this weekend rolling.
Now, this weekend we've got planned is going to be filled with fun, laughter, some wisdom, and I hope a time for you and your daughter to connect and just get to spend some time alone without distractions. So that's kind of our goal for this weekend. We're going to start it off with some fun though. So to start, at every table there is a white pad with paper on it, and we're going to play 3 truths and a fib. Has anybody ever played that? Yeah, a few of you? Okay. I want you to think of 3 things that are true about you and 1 thing that's a fib, okay? Now, what you don't want to do for your fib is don't say, I'm wearing pink, or for your truth, don't say I'm wearing pink, or I have brown hair. So don't do something that's very obvious, okay? So try and make it hard so mom won't know. Now, if you're the daughter or mom and it's your turn and you're reading these off, the mom or daughter has to answer last, okay? And what I mean by that is you're going to read off your 4 items, and everybody around the table is going to guess which one is the lie, the fib, okay? So if mom knows or if daughter knows, you have to wait till the very end to answer what you think that fib is, okay? So it's going to go something like this. I'm going to read you my 4, and I'm going to have you guys try and guess mine, okay? So number 1 is I have attended 8 different high schools, okay? Number 2 is I love riding the Mamba roller coaster at Worlds of Fun. Anybody with me? Yeah, Mamba? Okay. Number 3, I have 3 children. And number 4, I have been in jail. Okay? So we're going to start with you guys guessing. Who guessed number 1, I have attended 8 different high schools? Raise your hand if you think that's a lie. Okay, pretty good. Okay, how about number 2? I love riding the Mamba roller coaster at Worlds of Fun. Number 2, who thinks that's a lie? Okay, pretty good. Who thinks number 3, I have 3 children? Who thinks that's a lie? Okay, we've got a few. Okay, and number 4, who thinks I have been in jail? Who thinks that's a lie? Okay, well, the lie is that I have 3 children. So, I guess I probably should explain the jail thing. I used to be a sheriff's deputy, so I used to work in a jail. So that's how I was in jail. So nothing crazy there, but I did see a lot of crazy stuff. But anyway, so that's how the game goes. Girls, get your paper out and start writing. But what you want to do is find out who wants to go first, and we're going to determine that by whose birthday is closest to today's date. So everybody tell each other your birthdays quick. Find out who's closest to today's date. This is either way. Yeah, you might have to figure that out. So raise your hand if your birthday is closest to today's date at your table. Okay, you're the leader. You are going to tell your 3 truths and 1 fib, and you're going to just number them and go down and just say them out loud. And then everybody's going to take their turn and go around the table, and they're going to say which one they think is your fib. Okay? Okay, begin, guys.
I have been to Mexico at least 3 times. I love school so much I could marry it. I have had a tick in my ear. I think in your ear. I think you've been to Mexico at least 3 times. both wrong. I got a ticket right here when I was camping.
I have been to Italy. I love the ocean. I drive really slow, and my favorite color is red. Did anybody guess?
All right, you guys, we've got a little activity for you this morning. On each of your tables is a poster board, and we're going to be passing out some magazines. And what I want you girls to do is you're going to go through these magazines, and you are going to clip out things that signify beauty to our society, okay? So things that represent beauty, whether it's hair, makeup, clothes, anything that represents beauty to our society, okay? You're going to make a montage, so you're going to cut those out and just paste them on that poster. And as a group then, I'm going to have a few of you from your table. You're going to bring those up here on stage, and we're going to look at what our society views as beautiful, okay? So we're going to start on that. We'll give you about 20 minutes to do that, and then we'll wrap that up.
You could buy any other type of. Alex, look at this. Okay.
Okay, there's plenty of that.
Here's 1,000. Here's one. It just feels deep.
Okay, at your tables, I would like you guys to select 2 girls to come up and show us your posters. So grab your posters, 2 of you from each table. Come on up. You're going to show us what you got. Let's see. What do we think is beauty on your poster? What is just one thing you think?
Like losing weight.
Losing weight. So the way our bodies appear is pretty important. What do you think?
Clothes.
Clothes. Are clothes important, ladies? Yes, clothes are important.
Taylor Lautner.
Taylor Lautner. Yeah, I gotta agree with you. He's a cutie. Okay, who's next? Do you want to say something?
We put a lot of makeup on ours, like
Makeup. Yeah.
and
Our skin,
nail
makeup,
polish and skin
nails,
and dresses.
dresses. Very good. You got beautiful dresses here. Okay, how about you guys?
Cars.
Cars. Oh, we do like our cars too, don't we? All right, Savannah.
Celebrities.
Celebrities. Celebrities kind of show us what? Style, maybe? A little bit of style and fashion? How about you guys?
Shoes.
Shoes. Oh, look at those shoes. Very good, you guys. I love it. How about you guys?
Earrings.
Earrings. Another good one. And you've got pretty earrings on today. All right. How about you guys back here?
Jewelry.
Jewelry. Another good one. You've got some great shots. Do any of us like jewelry? Yes. Jewelry is good. All right. You guys?
Accessories.
Accessories. Ladies are really good at accessorizing, aren't we? Some of us. I can't speak for all of us. All right. How about you guys?
Flat abs fast.
Flat abs fast. Oh, if only that were true. Okay. And how about you guys?
Jeans and sunglasses.
Ooh, sunglasses. Yeah, if you get the right pair of sunglasses, anybody can look good. All right. You ladies did an awesome job. You know, the one thing we see in all of these is that every one of these posters were focused on what? Appearance. Very good, ladies. We're focused on this, the outside, what we see on the outside of us, aren't we? And sometimes we're not so focused on the inside, right? All right, you ladies, take a seat. Thank you, thank you. Everybody give them a round of applause. You did a fantastic job of showing us that society tells us we need to look good. We need to look a certain way. We need to dress a certain way in order to be beautiful.
The panel discussion instructions are a bit lengthy and detailed, but don't let that intimidate you. They're simply to help you anticipate any questions that you might receive during the panel time. There are 3 goals to this panel discussion time. Number 1, we want the girls to see that sex is a wonderful gift from God reserved for marriage. Number 2, that this will open the door to future conversations with moms and daughters about sex. And finally, number 3, that the girls will see that they're not alone in this quest for sexual purity. There are other girls with them. There are 2 components to the panel discussion time: physical changes and life choices. Physical changes, the moms and daughters will ask about different changes that their bodies are going through at this time. Life choices, for many of these girls, life choices regarding sex are a few years down the road, but they see and they hear about sex everywhere. So we want to make sure that we prepare them for when those life choices do occur. Next, let's talk about the panel itself. The panel should include 1 or 2 young women committed to waiting for marriage to have sex, a female doctor. A gynecologist would be an extra bonus here. This could also be a biology teacher from your local high school if a doctor is not available. Just anyone comfortable and knowledgeable enough about women's bodies. Someone who knows God's word on the subject of marriage, relationships, and dating, and someone to help moderate the panel. It can also be helpful to have someone to help categorize those questions as they come up through the panel. Let's listen in for a few minutes to our retreat as Dr. June Wedegren, our OBGYN, and some of her panel members share from their heart regarding physical changes.
The whole change are the hormones, right? We get this huge overload with hormones in our body. Part of those hormones tell our breasts to change, part tell our hair growth to change, part tell us that we're going to be a little bit curvier.
Every woman in this room, most of us, we've all gone through this and been embarrassed or had things happen where we've been embarrassed and haven't been wearing the right clothes or whatever while our periods were starting when we were young and that sort of thing. So it can be embarrassing more than scary, but know that women will talk to you about it, and your moms and caring coaches and caring adults at school will talk to you about
There's
it.
a lot of other hormones that go along and changes too.
Well, and this question kind of goes with that. It just says, is it scary? And, you know, it is kind of, change is a little scary. When your body's doing these kind of weird things, it can seem a little scary.
There's lots of changes that go on. We kind of talked about the physical changes that go along with puberty, and your period is. And that's getting your body ready to be a woman, ready to be able to carry a child.
At the end of the physical changes section, it's time for a break. So as moms and daughters stretch their legs and enjoy a break, have someone on your staff set out the materials for unwrapping God's gift. After unwrapping God's gift, it's time to go back to our panelists and have them answer questions regarding life choices with sex and dating. So let's check back in with our panelists as they cover these life choice questions.
We are called as Christians and as women who belong to God to make every part of our life a way of worshiping Him. And a relationship with a Christian young man can be a way of doing that. But too often, our emotions and our physical desires and passions take over, and we start to do things that are more selfish. We want to be loved, we want to be hugged, we like that touch, and that's not wrong, but it's wrong unless it's within God's blessing and His boundaries.
The thing that kind of goes along with that is that society tells us that there's a hurry, that we need to get through these things, and it's weird if we haven't. I'm almost 20 years old, and I haven't had my first kiss yet. And society says, wow, that's really weird. What's wrong with that girl? And it really shouldn't be that way. The Bible tells us to keep those things pure, like Alexa just shared with us, and there's no hurry to rush through those things, and there's no reason not to keep them sacred.
All right, so let's get a piece of tape, and let's roll up our sleeves. Yep. And we're going to put a piece of clear tape on our arms. Yep. All right. So, get some? All right, so this tape is on our arms now. Now this is what we're talking about with God's plan, right? We're talking about you have to make a real choice to stay pure. With all of the stuff that's out there, all of the videos, all of the people on the playground, all of the movies, all of the magazines, all of the internet that's out there, you have to choose to stay pure for yourself. The rest of the world's not going to choose it for you. They're going to choose the exact opposite. So what we'd like to show you is what can happen when you have sex outside of marriage. Well, first, God wants you to do it like this. He wants you to stick to your husband. He wants you to have sex for the very first time with your husband. So, we're going to do that. We're going to stick to our husband. Then, what if you had sex and you weren't married? Well, that relationship ends, right? Let's end that relationship. All right, take it off. Can you see that? What? Oh, wow, there's hair in there. That's kind of cloudy. There's cells in there. There's bacteria that's there, because we have bacteria on our skins. And some people can have STDs. They can have infections. And they don't know about it. Is there an infection in there? There might be. But some people have had sex before, and they'll want to have sex with you, and they'll say, I don't have any STDs. You don't have to worry about me. No, don't worry about me. I'm fine. Well, there are, yes. STDs, yes. STDs are sexually transmitted diseases, infections you can get from any sexual contact. That can be sex from a penis to a vagina. That can be other types of sex that you might hear about, like oral sex, where mouth touches genitalia. That can also be just skin-to-skin contact. That's HPV. That's HSV. Those are STDs, herpes, and warts. Those are sexually transmitted infections. And that's something people can't always get rid of. If you have a virus, it's yours for life. And people don't always know they have it. HIV, that you don't always know you have, and that's going to kill you. So, you're in this relationship, and there's a lot of people out there that have ended relationships, sexual relationships, and they're gonna want to be close to you. And they're gonna maybe convince you of that. And you're gonna say, I don't know what's on your tape. But if you do decide that you're going to have sex outside your marriage, it's like this. Pass the tape to your partner on your right. And they're going to stick it on their skin. Ugh. You have all their cells on you. Oh, that's kind of gross, isn't it? There's lots of faces coming out here. Okay, what if you make that decision again? Pass it to the right again. All right, yeah, wipe it on your skin. Okay, so this part, you're passing these diseases around, and you don't know where that tape has been. It's been to 2 people today, but what was it last week or last month? You have no idea about that other person's past unless they have decided to stay pure, just like you.
One thing I do want to say, and we'll talk more and more about this, and that's why physical purity is so important, because you physically, you can't clean the tape back off. Spiritually, and we'll talk about this more later, because of Jesus, we have clear tape. And so physically, gosh, it's there. But know that if you make bad choices, or if bad choices are made to you, you know, some girls have sexual things happen to them that they can't control. And it does cloud the tape. That in Jesus, we get clear tape. But that is a gift that we cannot take lightly. And so moms, I encourage you to always be talking with your girls about that. You know, we have wonderful doctors like Dr. June and people to help us, but that physical tape just gets gross and it's hard to ever clean off. But Jesus cleans our hearts. So whether those are the bad choices we've made or the bad choices that are made to us, know that that is a grace-filled truth that's real for everybody.
Very, very good. The last part of our tape is going to be moving it on your skin one more time and placing it one more time on your own skin. Can you tell me, is it really sticking to you now? It's not even staying there. So God's design for marriage is to stay together. And sex is how it stays together with a lot of other wonderful things. But because sex is so good in a marriage, it keeps you sticking together. And unfortunately, if you lose that bond and you lose your stickiness to another person, when you do find the man that you want to marry, there can be issues. You can have problems, you're not sticking together as well. Your sexual intimacy isn't as good as it could be if you guys were still the first ones together. And a little bit of a side with that, I'll let other people talk about this, but I see women who are married and have grown children as well. And some of these women have had relationships in the past, and they are in a marriage where they've had children, and they should be enjoying sex because sex is a gift from God and it's great. And they should be enjoying this. But because their tape is cloudy, because they have made some choices that they knew were wrong in their heart and they're feeling so guilty, they're not enjoying the gift that God gave them to its fullest extent that it was meant for. And that's why they need to turn to Jesus as well and ask for that forgiveness.
Saturday morning concludes with Gretchen Jameson on video presenting what it means to be sexually pure. And after all this, they're going to need a break. So be sure and take an extended break so that moms and daughters can take that afternoon time to enjoy their time together by having their nails done, go getting their hair done, but just a time for them to be together.
Who likes getting presents? Yes, presents are great, aren't they? Especially when you don't know what's in them. You can pick it up and shake it a little bit. Maybe make a guess. All right. Now what we're going to do, yeah? I do not know if every table has the same thing. It looks the same on the outside, doesn't it? We'll soon find out. Okay, we're going to have a friendly little competition. Table versus table. Okay? So who thinks their table's going to win? Very good. We got some competitive people. I like to see that. All right, here's the rules with this game. We're going to see whose team is the fastest to discover what's in the box. And you guys are going to listen to the directions, and then we're going to begin, okay? So it's a competition. I want you guys to be really fast and be ready to go. I'm going to read the instructions, and then you guys are going to follow along. All right, everybody ready? Ready? Quickly unwrap the present. Everybody get up and together quickly unwrap the present. Good, okay. Open up the box. Now you see that there are 2 lumps of clay. Divide the clay so that each person, each child at the table, or each person has a small color, a small amount of each color. Okay, so everybody needs a small amount of each color. Once you get your 2 colors of clay, I want you to mix those pieces together. Those 2 pieces, mix those up. You want to make sure they're blended really well. Everybody mixing those colors up? There you go. Now, once you've got your colors mixed together really well, Our next instruction says to make a heart out of your clay that you're holding in your hand. Okay, so once you get those colors mixed together, you're going to make a heart. You guys are doing well. I'm seeing some good little hearts starting here. Now, these hearts remind us of love, and because of God's love for us, God gives us gifts to make us happy. And as you make these hearts, I want you guys to think of the gifts that God gives people that bring them happiness. What kind of gifts does God give us that brings us happiness? Nice heart. Very good, you guys. You're doing well. Everybody got their hearts pretty well? Okay, number 5, our instruction number 5 says, now that you've listened to all the directions, you may begin by unwrapping your presents and making the multicolored hearts. Oh, we have a problem here. Did we all already opened them, didn't we? Oh boy. Okay, let's see what it says. Remember at the beginning we talked we were going to read the instructions and then start, right? All right, well, let's see what it says. Everybody's opened them? Did everybody mix them already? You all made hearts already. Okay, let me look. Well, okay, it says if you've already opened the presents and made your hearts, all right, we're all right, then you need to try to patch things back together the way they were. So now I want you to pull your hearts apart, get those colors, try and unmix your colors. So put the colors back the way they were. Okay, so if you had yellow and blue, you need to separate the yellow and blue, get those back the way it was. Okay, so you work on that. What's wrong? It won't what? You can't unmix it? Okay, hold on. Let's see what it says. Yeah, you need to put the two clumps completely back together, everybody at the table, because we've already messed this up. So put your lumps back together, blue and yellow, or pink and blue, whatever you had, and then put them back in the box. You can't. Why not? Oh, we already mixed them together. And we can't undo them. Gosh, girls, what are we going to do now? How about if you just put them back in the box and then rewrap the box? You guys got tape. Just put them back, put everything back in the box. Put your clay back in the box. And shut the box, and now I want you guys to rewrap the box, okay? And then we'll start all over. We'll do it the right way. Did you? You guys, this has to look exactly how they looked before. So you need to work on these. Do you need more tape? You guys really tore into those boxes, didn't you? Who can get their box completely back the way that it was before we started? Anybody? Anybody? Raise your hand. All right, this yellow table down here, can I have your box? Can I have your box? You bring that up here. Thank you. All right, guys, you can sit down, and I just have a few questions for you really quick. Who thinks that their boxes look as good as when we started? Anybody? They're a little torn, aren't they? Does anybody know what this gift reminds us of, what this gift can remind us of? What did we just talk about earlier? We talked about the gift God gives us in marriage of sex, and that it's between a man and a woman. And it's a gift, it's a real precious gift that you guys need to cherish and hold on to it. And if we rip open that gift that God gives us too early, it's like this box. We can't ever rewrap it and make it look exactly how it was when we first got the gift. So if we open it up, we rip into it, and we take those two pieces of clay, this was red and orange when it started. The red and the orange, that's you and your husband. And when you get married and you share that gift of sex, you become one. And it's a way to share closeness and intimacy with your husband. It's a gift that God gives us. But now if we were to say, when I asked you guys, okay, separate those colors, you got to put them back, was there any way to completely separate them? They're different now. So when we do separate, if we have sex too early, before we're ready, before we're married, and then we separate from that person, now I'm taking a little bit of that person with me. So we're not the same. We're kind of hurt. We have feelings and emotions that we're different. We've shared something with somebody that's so special, and if we come apart from that person, now we're not the same, and neither are they. So this is just a way I want you guys to remember that you guys are so uniquely and beautifully made, and you've got such a great gift. And it's a gift that when you give that gift to your husband, it's precious, and it's special. It's wonderful. God made it that way. But remember that if you open it too early, it just takes away from that gift.
We've been talking about purity today. And we've been talking about, the someday maybe you'll get married kind of thing. And on your table, there's toilet paper. Moms, do any of you know where I'm going with this? So often at a bridal shower, there's a really fun game that you play, which is a very high fashion kind of challenge. And the challenge is you are given toilet paper, and you have to design. One of the people at your group has to be the model, just has to stand very still, and the others are the designers, and you have to design a fabulous wedding gown completely out of toilet paper. Now, you can do veils, you can do, jewelry, you can do bracelets or headpieces, but it all has to be out of toilet paper. That's the only rule. We're going to have about 15 minutes to construct your gowns, and then we're going to take a look at them, okay? Ladies, it's Project Runway. Begin.
Stop it! There we go. Can I see? Well, so you can put it in there.
Just kind of line up.
You're not bent by me. Also, we don't need your there. Just make everything. So it's going to be really hot. Are you making the Falcons? Arms up, arms up. Oh my God, you're crazy.
Now, here's how this is going to work. Like a real fashion show, we will show our appreciation for the designs by applauding for each design. Now, you want to try to be nice and loud and cheer for your design. So as I stand behind the bride, if you like that one a lot, you need to we're going to kind of vote by loudness of the cheering, okay? I have a feeling this is going to all come out the same. Okay, let's hear it. Nice, okay. Right here. Okay, here we go. Beautiful right here. Ooh, okay. Here we are right here. And right here, yes. Okay. Here we have this. Yes, yes. Right here. One more. And our last bride. Let's give a big round of applause to all of our brides. Girls, you can head back to your seats and let's try to clean up a little bit. Moms, can we all help clean up? Let's clean up.
On Saturday afternoon, in the middle of Gretchen Jameson's presentation on what it means to be faithful, moms will take their daughters on a blind trust walk. The key components to the trust walk are, number one, the girls have to listen for their mom's voice. You know, we all need to listen for the voice of Jesus, our Good Shepherd, to guide us through life. Number two, the moms will hand their daughter the From Me to You journal, which then serves to help connect mom and daughter for the remainder of that trust walk, and hopefully through the next few years, as moms and daughters write messages back and forth to each other in it. Number three, they'll end up at the cross. It is the job of every Christian parent to lead their child to Christ. And as the leader debriefs the trust walk, the leader needs to emphasize to the girls how important it is for them to have a personal relationship with Jesus. At this point in their life, it's now not about mom or dad believing and trusting. It's about them trusting and believing in Jesus. Number five, after everyone comes together as a group, the entire group will debrief the trust walk, talking about what they learned, and this is a fun time to see moms and daughters teaching each other. The afternoon then continues with the final video segment and the blessing event. There are two blessing events connected with this retreat. One of the blessing events will occur at a worship service soon after the retreat has ended. The information for this is on your retreat CD titled Blessing Event Script. The other blessing event happens at the end of the retreat, and there are three key components to this blessing. In the first component, the daughters will gather in a circle, linking arms with one another in the middle of the room, and they will face outward. Moms will then gather around the daughters and hold hands in a circle surrounding them. At this time, the moms are then going to say to their daughters, I bless you to be a woman of God. You are cherished, be pure, and be faithful to the end. This is a great picture for the daughters because it is the picture of the body of Christ. The moms are gathered holding hands, and they're there to support each other, just as the daughters are holding hands with other daughters that have committed to be pure. The next component of this blessing is that the moms and daughters will now find each other, and they will hold hands, they'll put their arms around each other, and this is the time for the moms to speak that personal blessing to their daughters. And this is that blessing that they've been preparing since the orientation. Now it's the daughters' turn. During this time, the daughters will grab their mom's hand, put their arms around their mom, just show their mom some affection. And then they're going to repeat after the leader. They're going to say, thank you for cherishing me. I love you. Thank you for showing me how to be pure. Thank you for following Jesus so that I can follow him too, all the days of my life. And now the leader will instruct the daughter to say a few words to their mom personally, either to bless them or to show their appreciation to them. Be prepared for a lot of tears, a lot of laughter, and a lot of hugs. This is a very touching moment between mom and daughter, something that they're going to remember for a long time to come.
Your mothers gave you a journal from me to you. And back at these two tables, we have placed decorations for your journals. There are markers. There is duct tape. There are beads, glue, ribbons, whatever you guys want to do. One of the things that I would say is just take one or two of these back with you, and then when you're done with it, bring it back so someone else can do theirs. And then as you guys are heading up here towards the table, you guys can also go back. There's cookies and water, lemonade, but just take a couple of things at a time. One set of jewels per table.